Hello, Internet! It's me again, Doc Eon. It's another Monday, this one the 23rd of July, 2018, and I'm here to talk about my miniature painting. Well, ramble about them, rather. So, as usual, we're starting out with finished stuff, and all the stuff that's finished this week is actually all these Reaper Bones monsters. 9 of them. Spoiler. They sort of ran to the head of the queue because they're so much fun. I mean, they're fun, they're easy. Well, they're not always easy, but, you know, when it's a challenging project, at least that's a little amusing. And you can get them done quickly, and they look good. And because they're bones, you don't feel the urge to spend so much time on them. So here's the Mimic. Yeah, just a Mimic. Simple enough. Here's a Gargoyle. Gargoyles are easy because they're made of stone, so they're just gray. But I had to differentiate the gray of the Gargoyle from the gray of the rocks he was sitting on, and I put a few subtle shades of other colors in there because, you know, rock is not always just gray, it sometimes has colors. We have another mostly gray monster. This is called a Cloaker. Looks like a bat, but it's actually a monster that hides on the ceiling, and so the underside of it is supposed to look like a rock, like a cavern ceiling. So it should be the color of rock. The top side I made a little bit darker, more blue, just to differentiate it. What else we got? We have the Harpy. Harpies can be, I mean, they're not canonically any specific color. I just played around with it and got something I thought was interesting. The Medusa usually Medusas in D&D don't have snake bodies, but I suppose some could. So this one has snake body, snakes for hair. The hair is not that distinct. You can't really see the heads of the snakes or anything like that, but you have to imagine that's what it is. We have something called a Filth Beast. Now, I just used my imagination in painting this. I just slapped some colors on there, and it's something that I thought sort of looked good. Get some variation in there. Not much to say about it. I have 2 Hellhounds. Why do I have 2 of them? Well, because don't tell my players, but there's a scenario coming where I know that I'm going to need 2 Hellhounds. And they're painted the way they're supposed to be these days in the D&D Monster Manual. Black skin and fire. I painted the little horns not black, just for some variety. They're sort of a white with reddish undertones. I try to make them look a bit different than the flames. And finally, we have the Troll. It's called the Pathfinder Troll in the when it's in metal in the catalog. And now it's just called Troll. Now this one has a very bad back. It's a bad pose. If you look at the metal model, it's actually standing like this. And I tried to repose it that way by using the old hot and cold water method, actually boiling water and ice water. And it stood like this for a little while, and then bent back over. I mean, you can play with it some more, but I don't know. Oh, there's still some shine to these rocks. I thought I'd sprayed them matte. Oh well, you can say that they're wet or something. But anyway, cool Troll. And that was all the finished stuff. About this, bones and the plastic and things, I have a comment about an older model before I get to the work in progress. You know, I think I need to make a sort of a public service announcement regarding big models and bones. There's a slight danger in making these big bones minis. And I wanted to illustrate with this Kraken. You see, I used to have this Kraken posed on this shelf like this, with the tentacles hanging over the edge, because I thought that looked dramatic. But I noticed recently that, man, those tentacles are way down there. And why is this? Well, see, because the Kraken is actually sitting on only this one spar, this one mast here, and it has become bent by the weight of it. It's just too thin to hold it. It's supposed to be like, I can't even get it up into position. It's supposed to be anymore. It's become like there, like that. But it's now like this. It's supposed to be there, and now it's there. So I've tried placing it like this, so it's the tentacles like resting on the ground, and hopefully that's gonna, I don't know if that's gonna keep it from sagging even more, but yeah. And models like these, they don't have that issue because this body is so big and solid and strong, and the legs are thick, and the same thing here, that it's not gonna, why is this stuck? Oh, still, it's not gonna sag, and the wings are too thin. The weight isn't going to bring them down. Yeah, but they should have thought this Kraken through a bit more. That's all I'm saying. So on the work table this week, I'm not even going to bother showing the Dark Sword minis. I haven't gotten around to doing anything on those. I got sidetracked with the monsters. They're more fun. Now, these ladies, you probably can't tell any difference from last week, but there has been a little bit of work done on some of them, most of them, here and there. Some extra cleanup. When I put the first base coat on this one of the skin flesh tone, that brought to light mold lines that I had not cleaned off properly. Or I thought I'd done them well enough and that paint would obscure them, but the thing is, when you have a completely nude mini, all the mold lines show up, so I had to go back in and scrape some more and then repaint and stuff. But yeah, progress continues. Oh, and if you're wondering about the light, one of my lamps is kind of acting up. I'm not sure what's wrong with it. It's an LED light, so it shouldn't be giving out this early. I don't know. I don't think I have any warranty left on it, so I might just have to change the bulb, even though I've had it like a year, maybe 2. I don't remember. Anyway, it's annoying, but let's move on from here. Well, seeing as I finished up all those monsters, I need to add some more monsters to the queue. I can't just have a lot of characters on my work table. That's boring. So I pulled out these 3 models that are slightly more complex. These are all by Heresy Miniatures. They're all resin miniatures, and they're of varying types. This one here is a kind of troll. He has some arms that are separate, need to be attached. There's some, I don't know what that is. That's a little skull down there. Not sure where that fits in, but he's got skulls hanging off of him in various places, so it probably attaches somewhere. Oops. Oh well. And here we have, I believe it's an ogre. Yes, it's an ogre. Strange. Why are there stumps instead of his hands? Well, it's because he is depicted hoisting this table over his head. He's gonna throw this or bash it onto somebody or something. And this table has very short, stubby legs. I suppose casting it with realistically long legs would be unfeasible. But it also doesn't look good that the break is so clean. Maybe I should take a knife or something and make it more jagged to look like these legs were broken off, to make it seem more reasonable. I think that should happen. Is this appropriate size? It's approximately the right size base for him. as I think. Oops. Yeah, this guy will fit pretty well on this base. I can tell instantly the third one. Let's move this out of the way. This, I believe, is some sort of construct or elemental. It's an earth elemental, I believe. And here we have the head and both arms. It's like a golem. This base is way too big. I don't know why. When you order from Heresy, you can sort of specify the size of the base you want, and I usually pick the largest option available, simply because I have fewer large bases than small bases. But this one I'm probably gonna replace with something else from my stock of my stock of unused bases. However, just 3 models, that seems like a piddling amount to add to the queue. So if I pull these out of the way for a second, just in case I finish all those characters, I'm going to add some more. And I've decided to start with some pirates. So we have this boxed set from Reaper of Pirates of the Dragonspine Sea. You can see on the cover here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these pirates, and they are also depicted on the back. Well, 6 pirates and a monkey on a treasure chest. And the interesting thing with these is they come with these bases, which are the funny thing about these. Some of these models I will find in this series. There's actually 3 box sets of pirates. Some of them you can get separately. I don't recognize any of these, but the bases are different. I'll talk more about that when I get to those, I think. But here you can see a bunch of dudes. I think this will be fun. I like pirates. Who doesn't like pirates? Everybody loves pirates. And it's time for some Kickstarter show and tell. This package arrived, as you can see, from Ralph Parther Europe. It was a Kickstarter for some fantasy minis. The Kickstarter was called, let's see, Wizard's Conclave. And it, see, this is some add-ons, as it says. Some weird, like, stuff like a pumpkin walking, a sort of mushroom guy, and something else I can't quite make out. Oh well. This I think was also add-ons. This is some dwarven wizards, a little extra help. Add-ons here. Okay, bonus stuff. So this was stretch goal stuff that was added on, like a walking broom, like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and a guy carrying a lot of books. Some bases. Here's the actual, oops. Here's the actual Wizard's Conclave, part 1. So these are some wizardy figures of various kinds. This is part 2. Then there was an add-on called DSA set, which I'm not sure. I don't even remember what these were, but these seem to be magic users of some sort as well, most of them. And this one too. There's a grand total of 23 minis in here. So that unfortunately sets my numbers back quite a lot. On the other hand, this is the last big Kickstarter supposedly that's going to arrive this year, unless I back something new that's going to be really extensive. All the ones set to deliver later on are smaller. There's one that should have been, this one was delayed like maybe 3 months, let me think. March, April, May, June. 4 months actually. There's one that supposedly would have delivered in June that is now 1 month delayed. It's going to probably be another month, according to the comments posted. It's called The Wicked Wonderland. I think it's by the same company, actually. And some Christmas themed minis, so it's no problem that they're not arriving in the middle of summer. I don't need them yet. And then there's a couple of even smaller ones that are supposed to come in August and September. So there might be quite a few weeks where I have nothing new to show in the sense of minis. Moving on, and that's good. It'll let me catch up a little bit with the painting. Now, I don't need to paint these right away because they're all wizards. They're all magic users of some sort, and I don't have that many players or NPCs in any campaigns running right now that are wizards, and I can make do with the minis I have. So I'll put these away for the time being and bring them out when needed. That was this week's episode. Hopefully it was as enjoyable as usual. And I hope you click like, subscribe if you haven't done so before. And I'll see you again a week from now. Till then, Dakian is signing.